actors and hear them argue over who she gave to first. Put me on blast on MTV. Yeah, he's cute, but I think he's married to Kim. I sit down with a audio on MP3 and show the whole world how you gave him an M. I'm sick of you little girl and boy groups. All you do is annoy me, so I have been sent here to destroy you. And there's a million of us just like me, plus like me, just don't give a f like me, dress like me, walk, talk, and act like me, and just might be the next best thing, but not like me. I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. I'm like a head trip to listen to, cause I'm only giving you things you joke about with your friends inside your living room. The only difference is I got the balls to say it in front of y'all, and I don't gotta be false or sugarcoated at all. I just get on the mic and spit it, and whether you like to admit it, I just better than 90% of you rappers out, kid. Then you wonder how can kids eat up these albums like this is funny. Cause at the rate I'm going when I'm 30, I'll be the only person in a nursing home flirting. Picture nurses' asses when I'm for Jergens and I'm jerking, but this whole bag of Viagra isn't working. And every single person is a Slim Shady lurking. He could be working at Burger King, spitting on your onion rings, or in the parking lot circling, screaming I don't give a with his windows down and the system up. So will the real Shady please stand up and put one of those fingers on each hand up and be proud to be out of your mind and out of control. And one more time, loud as you can. How's it go? Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Guess there's a Slim Shady in all of us. Let's all stand up.
A lot of you leaving today for the long weekend. I don't blame you. Have fun, be safe, whatever you do. It's Hot 96.9, Boston's #1 for throwbacks. And today's best hip-hop, it's Melissa on your Thursday afternoon. Coming up this hour, Rihanna, Usher, The Loonies. Here's Coyle Ray, just dropped a brand new album. This is Players, Hot 96.9.
Yeah, cause girls is players too. Yeah, cause girls is players too. Cause girls is players too. Ladies getting money all around the world, cause girls is players too. What you know about living on the top? Penthouse suites, looking down on the ops. Took her for a test drive, left them on the lot. Time is money, so I spend it on a watch. Hold on, little bitty showing through the white tee. You can see the thong busting on my tight jeans. Okay, rocks on my fingers like he wanna wife me. Got another shorty, shit ain't nothing like me. Yeah, about to catch another flight. Yeah, the apple bottom make him wanna bite. Yeah, I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up, if you don't know, now you know. If you broke, then you gotta let him go. You could have anybody, any money, no. Cause when you a boss, you could do what you want. Yeah, cause girls is players too. Yeah, cause girls is players too. Play it, baby. Cause girls is players too. Ladies getting money all around the world, cause girls is players too. I go on and on again. He blowing on my phone, but I'm ignoring him. He thinking he the one, I got like 4 of him. Yeah, I'm sitting first class like bad Victorian. Came a long way from rag to riches. 5-star food, yeah, I taste so delicious. Let him lick the plate, yeah, I make him do the dishes. Now he on news 12 cause we're missing. Sheesh, about to catch another fight. The apple bottom make him wanna bite. I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up, if you don't know, now you know. If you broke, then you gotta let him go. You could have anybody, any money, no. Cause when you a boss, you could do what you want. Yeah, cause girls is players too. And it's time that we let them know that girls is players too. Play it, baby. Cause girls is players too. Ladies getting money all around the world, cause girls is players too.
This is your girl Rihanna, baby.
Hey yo, this is Sean Paul. What's going on, guys? It's Post Malone.
This is Big Snoop Dogg.
Here we go.
Boston's #1 for throwback.
best hip-hop.
969.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Barry, I hope so.
HJY, your home of rock and roll, Doug and Scarpetti. It's Thursday. We are very close to the end of the week.
So close. I can taste it.
Not close enough.
No, it's dragging this week. I told you that the other day. It seems like this week is just saying to us, oh yeah, you got a 4-day weekend coming up? Well, I'm going to make this last as long as possible. Suffer, sucker.
Exactly, but it'll be okay. Once it's underway, I'll be excited. We've got Pan on the horn. He's going to give us a breakdown of what to expect at the beaches because we do the surf and beach report every day, twice a day.
You should have slammed the door, changed the light, and said adios to my selfish heart, tore it apart, and left me alone. Don't know why you face, wasting good saving on me. Now I'll be there. Maybe angels don't always have.
Cat Country 98.1. Happy Thursday afternoon. Kevin Lawrence back at it with music from Jake Owen.
I got one that'll take to a honey hole where the bluegill always bite, and one that's a shortcut to anywhere as long as you ain't short on time. I've been down every one in this county, at least a couple thousand.
Finding that the university policies violated the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution and its 14th Amendment, and that clause bars states from denying people equal protection under the law, Equal Protection Clause. The Chief Justice then added, however, that, quote, nothing prohibits universities from considering an applicant's discussion of how race affected the applicant's life, so long as the discussion is concretely tied to a quality or a character or unique ability that the particular applicant can contribute to the university. Justice Clarence Thomas wrote a concurring opinion that the school's affirmative action admissions policies fly in the face of our colorblind Constitution. To two discriminatory wrongs cannot make a right, Thomas wrote. A lot of this had to do with the fact that, believe it or not, the most discriminated group in the country, when you, again, you're playing identity politics, but we break every hole down by race, gender, etc. Asian Americans disproportionately, especially when you look at objective scores in admissions, that would be the SATs and the ACTs, and for law school it would be the LSATs, or for medical school the MCATs, that they scored dramatically better than students of other races, but these universities make conscious decisions. Well, there's too many, quote, Asian Americans gaining admission. And again, you know, one of the things you've got to ask yourself, do you want to end discrimination by institutionalizing discrimination? Because that's ostensibly what you've decided here. And if discrimination is wrong, it is wrong and should not be practiced. Now, we're going to give you, Harvard has given every indication that they're going to try and, you know, do a workaround using the Supreme Court language here, which means probably this is not said and done forever. And it is it just is a very, very interesting thought and concept. Now, you think about this, every single, and I would argue that not every school district is the same. Let's start there. And the people that have been demanding that the unholy alliance between teachers' unions and the Democratic Party, that stronghold be broken, that stranglehold. You know, New York City, one of the top cities in the country, spends more per capita in education per student than any other, you know, industrialized country. Same with like Baltimore. What do they have, 13 public schools, not a single kid proficient in reading and math? I mean, how do you fail on such a spectacular level? And yet the teachers' unions continue this power, this stranglehold over the Democratic Party. It's all related to money and donations that they give to the Democratic Party. And it's Republicans that have said, no, we believe in choice in education. We believe in competition. You know, we believe in school vouchers. We believe in charter schools. Anything that's going to improve the quality of education for every child, predicated on a belief that, and it's my Christian belief, that every child is created by a God, by God the Father, and that inside of every individual, God puts unique talents and abilities. We all have our own unique fingerprint. I mean, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. How many people in the world? 7 billion, whatever people in the world. Every single person has their own unique fingerprint. That's a lot of fingerprint that you have to come up with. But that's just, you know, how it is. And I think in the same way, you can argue that every individual is given gifts and talents, and, you know, the education, the word education from the Latin derivative educare means to bring forth from within. That doesn't mean that you're force-feeding information into kids' brains. It means that the talent is already there. And in the right environment, providing the sunlight and the water and the food and the nourishment, that any child can flourish and become the person that God created and intended to be in life. But unfortunately, we rip the rungs of the ladder out from underneath so many kids by denying them what is the ladder to success in this country, which is education. So, but one of the ways that you can ascertain the difference between somebody's academic skills, now, there are kids that make decisions in high school. I know this now because, you know, my kids are, you know, my youngest is about to get out of college now. And thankfully. But by the way, parenting does not end. If you are like me and you foolishly believe that your kids would graduate college and your job is over, then you are as dumb as I am, because that's what I actually thought one day. Maybe I was applying too much of my own life experience to this equation, because I've been pretty much independent and on my own and doing whatever the hell I want since I'm 10. And my parents really didn't have much say over my life. And I liked it that way. And nor did I want to take anything from them or ask anything for them. And I always made my own money, and I always bought my own food, because we didn't have family dinners like normal families, because my mom was working as a prison guard 16 hours a day. How's she going to cook dinner? You know, she'd come home, crash, then her alarm clock would go off, you know, 6 hours later, it'd be like an atom bomb went off in the entire neighborhood. It was a clock radio alarm, and then boom, up comes the alarm that she put away from her bed so she wouldn't flip it off, and she'd have to get up and actually turn the thing off. But I digress. But the one thing is there are kids that make choices in high school. Now, I was not one of those kids that made those choices in high school to take the harder classes, that you took the AP classes, that could even get higher than a 4.0 grade point average. When I finally decided later in my high school years to actually put my nose to the grindstone and pay attention, gee, lo and behold, I ended up on the honors list. Go to Delphi University, and I became a Dean's List student. Oh, lo and behold, if you actually open a book and read and study and hand in your assignments, your grades get better. But there are kids that work hard, and they get not only a 4.0 GPA, you get a 4.2 or 4.3 or 4.4 GPA. And those kids sacrifice to get those grades. They take the harder classes, they study, they give up their time that all the other kids are spending with their friends or doing other things. And I'm not saying it just is academically, they've made choices. And then those kids that study for the SATs and take prep courses for the SATs and the ACTs, and I don't know, maybe if they can afford it, they hire a tutor, or maybe they go to a class at school that's given after school and they stay later. And then they end up getting better scores on the ACT and the SAT. And combined with their good grades, if they have a higher grade point average with a much tougher course load and higher scores on the standardized tests, well, why would somebody that has lower scores that didn't put in the same time effort as they did be granted admission to a prestigious university over them? And I certainly don't think that should happen to anybody. If you've earned your way, you've earned your way. That's it. But we have Justice Brown Jackson, is saying that this is a tragedy for all. Justice Sonia Sotomayor saying today the court stands in the way and rolls back decades of precedent and momentous progress. Says the ruling is profoundly wrong and devastating, and that the majority holds that race can no longer be used in a limited way in college admissions to achieve such crucial benefits. Well, in the case of Harvard, what they discovered is, they made a decision that too many, especially Asian Americans, were getting into the school based on the objective criteria as I just outlined, and they made a decision to make the university student body more diverse, and that meant less qualified people got the spots of the people that were more qualified. Now tell me how that's fair and not discriminatory. I don't think that sounds fair. What do you tell a kid? Sorry, you have a 4.4 GPA and a perfect score in the SATs, but we took this person who had a 3.6 or 3.5 and maybe got a 1490 or a 1500 on their SATs. And that's the kind of that is, for the most part, an equal playing field. However, it could be a really equal playing field if we would finally break the stranglehold on education in big blue states and big blue cities that have capitulated to pressure from teachers unions that have done a horrific job educating our kids and have not lived up to the standard of what their job should be, and that is making sure these kids are smart and doing their work and learning reading, writing, math, science, history, computers. They're too busy teaching woke education and CRT and other agenda-driven items and gender identity classes, contradicting parental values and authority, thinking that they know better how to raise your children. It's pretty unreal. But anyway, Harvard came out. Well, first of all, Joe Biden came out and actually said that in case after case, including recently, just a few years ago, the court affirmed and reaffirmed this view that colleges could use race not as a determining factor for admissions, but one of the factors among many in deciding who to admit. The court once again walked away from decades of precedent. And it was asked a question today by a reporter as he's walking away. Oh, Mr. President, the Congressional Black Caucus said the Supreme Court has thrown into question its own legitimacy. Is this a rogue court? Biden's answer, this is not a normal court. Should there be term limit? Of course they want term limits. Of course they want to pack the courts. We already knew that. You know, and then Harvard comes out with their statement and says, oh, okay. They react and they say that they will uphold the court's decision. And then went on to say the court ruled universities, et cetera, will certainly comply with that. We write today to reaffirm the fundamental principle that deep, transformative teaching, learning, research depend on a community comprising of many backgrounds, perspectives, and life experiences. And we will certainly, and then saying that that principle is as true and important today as it was yesterday. So it sounds to me that they're just going to look for a workaround and just try to continue their practices and just call it something else. That's how I interpreted that. All right, 800-941-SEAN, our number. You want to be a part of the program. I want to remind you, our friends at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been supporting America's heroes since 9/11/2001, like Franklin, Tennessee police officer Jeffrey Carson and his family. Now, Officer Carson, he left his successful country music career behind. He wanted to serve his community, spent 14 years with the Franklin Police Department in Tennessee before he suffered a fatal heart attack in the line of duty in 2022. And then within weeks, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation met with Officer Carson's wife and son to let them know they would not have to worry about their mortgage ever again. Now, this is what the Tunnel to Towers Foundation does when a first responder dies in the line of duty and leaves behind a young family. Well, they're there to take care of them. The only reason they're able to do it by removing the burden of mortgage is because of donations by people like you. And they're asking all of us, and I hope you'll join us here at Team Hannity, to commit to $11 a month. You just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
of the hour is an owl. When you hear it, be caller number 10 to win your Sip and Stroll tickets. Stay here.
Things haven't been quite the same. There's a hate.
$10. Jugo de...
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Let him go. Bismillah, we will not let you go. Let him go. Bismillah, we will not let you go. Let me go. We will not let you go. Let me go. We will not let you go. Let me go. Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. For me.
First and last stop for the hits. B101.
Doctor saying how you doing there? 50% off any order during our July 4th sale. Blindstar.com.
O alguien que conoce.
Next thing you know, it's first steps, first dates, first car. It's 11:01, wondering where they are. Saying that a USC's too far. It's amazing how fast 17 years go. Next thing you know. Next thing you know. Next thing you know, get to know your wife again, and you're more in love than you've ever been. With a lot of years of remember wins, and still some down the road. 'Cause next thing you know, got a yard full of your kids' kids, and you take them to church, teach them to fish, and tell them stories every chance you get about how fast this life down here can go. Next thing you know. Next thing you know.
investigate Moss's death. They insisted that the protests were...
Bedford E.
Wake up with Courtney and Brendan in the morning and stay for Southern New England's country all day long.
Cat Country 98.1.